how did you even like get to the point where, hey, I'm going to be having these raves in San Miguel at this bar? Like, how did that entire process even like happen?
So
like that takes a lot of time, money, effort, planning, coordinating, and connections, right?
Totally. Yeah. Connections is a huge one too. So, my partying started when I was young, right? I would invite people to my parents' house and throw parties. And then I would, I had my first place away from my parents' house and I throw parties there too. And then I bought this house and I like really just decked it out. And then I came up with the concept of like trying to create the perfect party or like party editing. And you can adjust a bunch of different things like the lighting and the music and the people and like the things that you do during that time. And so I was really just working on, I called it the VIP party like project. And so I was just throwing those like, once a month, twice a month. And, people had kind of heard about them and some people had like been to them. And this Chris Lazareris, I don't know if you know who he is. So he'd come to an after party at my house after a rave at the GRAD, a Collective Efforts event. And he was like, hey, like my parents own a venue in San Miguel. He's like, you should come like, collaborate and throw an event with me. I really like the stuff that you like do here. And so that's how it started. His parents owned the venue. So we got like a really good deal on the venue and they would just let us do whatever we wanted because it was his parents.
Yeah.
We threw events with him for probably, I don't know, 2 years. I think it was almost 2 years exactly. And then our relationship declined because he wanted to do different stuff with the venue and he just had a lot of different things and we clashed on a lot of stuff. And so we ended up stopping throwing events. So anyway, we just clashed on a bunch of stuff. So I stopped throwing events there. I pulled out. I was like, I'm over it. And then I was going to go back to just doing my private stuff here. And then he was throwing events there. And then his parents kind of got in a test with him and they kicked him out of throwing events there. And then like 6 months later, they called me and they were like, hey, like, I know this is kind of weird, but like, we really loved like the events that you guys threw. And, we're looking to fill like an EDM slot at the venue. So would you be willing to come back? And I was like, oh God, that's some sticky stuff right there. Like I didn't want to like, do something that was like off-putting. And, it definitely seemed to the community kind of like off-putting too, and when I really sat down and I was like, what, it's not about me. It's not about him. It's not about them. Like it's about providing cool parties to the community. And like the whole reason why I started doing it is because when I was younger, there wasn't anything cool going on, like, oh, let's go party. Like nothing going on. And I was fully capable. I was always whining that there was never anything going on. And I was like, like, if anybody's capable of doing that, like you're the person, so you should try and do it. So I kind of feel obligated to provide that for the community because it was something that I wanted when I was a kid and didn't have. So I ended up starting throwing events there, we threw events for another 2.5 years until it went under.